Good day. Today is October 29th, 2025, and it is a Wednesday. Hope you're doing well. Beg your forgiveness for my distractions. This week, been working on the court issues. I had asked for a jury trial now instead of a bench trial so that I could get more people involved in this whole story. And the plaintiff's attorney objected to me asking for a jury trial because I had already asked for a bench trial. But it's not a, and I'm learning as I go as well, but I learned that I could amend my initial answer since they had already failed to set up a what's called a case structure order for how the trial was going to proceed, whether it be a bench or a jury. And since they failed to do that, I'm pretty sure that I'm able to amend that initial request to a jury demand. And so, again, we'll go Monday will be a hearing because the judge wants to know from the plaintiff why they failed to submit their case structure order in a timely manner, and or why they failed to file it at all, and which is a good thing for me because now, as a pro se litigant, I'm given a lot more leeway than an attorney is. So the attorney is going to be held to account on Monday, and hopefully we settle before that, or at the hearing, or shortly thereafter, because I know they don't want to go to trial, not a jury trial. All right, let's get started. One other thing I just read, which was interesting, I was reading a history book about the Catholic faith and church in colonial America. Before I forget, another request, please say a rosary, whoever is watching, for Maria. She's being challenged, and she's doing well, but we have to keep the prayers going so that she can persevere. So this story that I'm reading about the colonial times here in America, when there was a great reset, okay? Because I believe that these resets happen every couple of 100 years. And so there was one in colonial times, and they had come, or pre-colonial, like in the early 1500s. So the Church of England had been established by breaking away from the papacy and disregarding the papacy, and had sent its people over to the shores of the Americas. And according to the story, the Virginia colony was one that set up to be a Church of England only, and if you did not attend their services, you were fined every week. It's very interesting how things were that conveniently gets forgotten, especially by Protestants. So you know that there wasn't, and this is what I keep arguing with people online, and mostly Catholics, about the difference between Catholic and Christian. Okay, they're not inclusive or synonymous. They're two separate religions. So there's an indicator that Catholics were not welcome and were fined heavily in the Virginia colony. However, they did move and establish Maryland, okay, where most of the Catholics felt secure in living there. Just a little bit of history. All right, let's get started with Good Day Rising prayers. In nomine Dei, Maternam Nostra, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum, Spiritum Sanctum. Let us pray also for the people in Haiti, Jamaica, and the Caribbean who are the recipients of this evil storm that's moving through the area. Let us place ourselves in the presence of the Most Holy Divine Family and in Catholic contemplation humbly venerate the Most Holy Trinitarian Theophany. O most holy and divine family, relying on thine, I believe that thou art here present. I venerate thee with the deepest humility. I render to thee with my whole heart the homage which is due to thee. O most holy divine family, relying on thine infinite goodness and promises, I hope to obtain pardon of my sins, the help of thy grace and life everlasting, through the merits of Deum Iesum Christum et Deum Maternam Nostrae. O most holy divine family, I love thee above all things with my whole heart and soul, because thou art all good and worthy of all love. I love my neighbor as myself for love of thee, and I forgive all who have injured me and ask pardon of all whom I have injured. Let us thank the most holy divine family for the many graces that we receive, and offer ourselves and our sufferings up to heaven, and for the souls in purgatory. O most holy Trinitarian Theophany, I most humbly thank thee for all the favors thou hast bestowed upon me to the present moment. It is again thanks to thy bounty that I should live to see this day, and I desire to employ it solely in thy service. I consecrate to thee all my thoughts, words, actions, and sufferings of this day. Sanctify them, that there may be none that is not animated by thy love, or that would not tend to thy greater glory. Let us make a firm resolution to avoid evil and to do good. Let us beg of the most holy divine family the graces which are necessary to us. O most holy divine family, thou knowest my weakness, and that I am unable to do anything good without the help of thy grace. Deny me not thy grace, proportionate to my necessities. Give me strength to avoid everything which thou forbiddest, to practice the good which thou hast commanded, and enable me patiently to bear all the trials which it may please thee to send me. O Dea Maternam Nostrae, O Holy Mother of God, I place myself under thy protection. I throw myself with confidence into the arms of thy compassion. Be to me, O Mother of Mercy, my refuge in distress, my consolation in suffering, now and at the hour of my death. O most holy divine family, as envisioned by St. Lucia as the most holy Trinitarian Theophany, Dea Maternam Nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. I am heartily sorry for having offended thee, and I detest all my sins, because I dread the loss of heaven and the pains of hell, but most of all because they offend thee, O most holy divine family, who are all good and deserving of all my love. I firmly resolve with the help of thy grace to confess my sins, to do penance, and to amend my life. In nomine Dei Maternam Nostrae, Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Deum Obiscum, et quoque apud te. Oremus. Fidelium Deum Iesum Christum, omnium conditor et redemptor, animabus famalorum famrom catuorum remissionum contorum, tribue peccatorum, ut indulgentiam quam semper opte verunt, pi supplicationibus consequentor, qui tegebu veta reinat in una divina familia, qui erat est et erit in aeternum. Suscipe Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum hoc immaculatum hostium, quam ego indinius famulos tuus offeritibi Deum meum vivum et verum, pro innumerabilibus peccatis et offensionibus et negligentis meis et pro omnibus circumstantibus, sed pro omnibus fidelibus catholicorum vivis atque defunctis ut mihi et illis proficiat salutem. Deum qui comunae substantiae dignitatem mirabilis condidis et mirabilis reformaste de nobis perius atque tu vene mysterium eis tu unitatis esse consortes communitatis nostrae fiat dignatis est patecebs Deum Iesum Christum Filium qui tecum vivit et regnat in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Offerimus tibi Deum calicem salutaris tuum de peccantes clementium utuc aspectu divinae majestatis tuae pro nostra totis mundus salute commodore suavitatis ascendat. In spiritu humilitatis et in animo contritus suscipiam rate Deum Iesum Christum, et sic fiat sacrificium nostrum ec aspectu tuo hodie uplacia tibi Deum matram nostrae Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Veni sanctificator, Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, et sanctificite plata prosequendo, et acapere hoc sacrificium tuo sanctum nomini praeparatum. Suscipe Sancta Trinitas, contemplationem cum Dei afferimus, amorem passiones, resurrectiones et ascensiones Deum Iesum Christum, et in honorem Deum matram nostra, et a Papa Peter Sanctorum, et Istorum et omnium Sanctorum, ut illis proficiat ad honorem nobis autem et salutem, et illi pro nobis intercedere in inter in caelis, quorum amorem agimus in telis, per in Christum Deum nostrum. Orate, ut meum a questum sacrificium acceptabile fiat Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Suscipiat de Deum Iesum Christum sacrificium de manibus tuis et laudam et gloriam nominis sui ad utilitatem quoque nostram, totiusque ecclesiae suae sanctae. Deum ubiscum, quoque apud te, sursum corda habemus a Deum. Gratias agamus Deum nostrum, dignum et justum est. Te igito clementissimi Mater et Pater, Deum Maternam nostrae, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, per Deum Iesum Christum Filium Tuum, Deum nostrae, supplices rogamus et petimus. Uti accepta habeas et sanctificas, haec sanctam sacrificium ilibata, in primis, quae tibi afferimus pro ecclesiam tuam sanctum catholicam, quam pacificare custodire ad honore, et regere nedis toto viterarum atque catholicae. Memento Deum, famorum catorum. We pray for the sick and the suffering. We especially pray for Katie, Emily, Kathy, Maria Josephina Mose, Marilyn, Mark Jr., Letitia, Mindy, Clarette, Dennis, Barbara Santa Croce, James, Robert, Gregory, Benedict, Adam, Malachi, and Patrick Santa Croce, the Williams, Tafur, and Began families, Michaela McLarnon and family, the Kendrick, Shorten, Nolan, Dasco, Kane, Nye, Wolf, Camerano, and Pohalski families and their intentions. We pray for an end to all governmental allowance or sanctioning of abortion, transgenderism, transhumanism, child trafficking, child abuse of any kind, anywhere, place, or time. We pray for the establishment of a Catholic monarchy with a sound Catholic system of labor, human value, and medium of exchange with no usury. And we pray for courageous men to step forward as leaders of this Catholic society. We ask and pray for the gift of discernment and for an increase in the knowledge and practice of the Catholic virtues. We ask for a reversal of the feminist ideology and a return to godly femininity, that men and women cease working for Freemasons and corporations everywhere for all time, that they find the gift that God has given them and utilize it to help others. We ask that women and men come to understand raising traditional Catholic families is a very high ideal and a necessity for sustaining a Catholic world, and that men and women, especially young couples, learn about the dangers of the pharmaceutical industry and the benefits of living a natural life. We ask for the conversion of all sinners trapped in a state of mortal sin, especially the ignorant. We ask you to remove all forms of Freemasonry and its tentacles that are everywhere throughout the land and guide the members into the submission of the most holy Trinitarian Theophany through correct baptism and confession. We ask you to nullify any attempts to establish anti-Semitism propaganda into any rules, codes, laws, statutes, or policies. And we ask the Most Holy Trinity that all Catholics be given the grace to be accountable, so that we may each have a holy hatred for sensuality, as St. Catherine of Siena encouraged, a repentant shame for the offenses we have committed and continue to commit against thee, and a deep love of thee and of souls, so much that we desire nothing more than to be of service to thee in every moment of our lives. All this we ask in accordance with the Most Holy Divine Family's goodwill and intention. Et omnium circumstantium quorum tibi fides cogita est et nota devotio, procibus tibi ferimus, veloque tibi fratrox sacrificium laudis, pro se suisque omnibus, pro redemptione animarum suarum prospe salutis et egolamitatis suae, tibi credunt vota sua aeterna Deum vivo et vero, communicantes et memoriam venerantes in primis gloriosae semper Deum Matram Nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et beatorum martyrium tuorum Papa Sancti Petri, et Sancti Lucia, et Sancti Jacinta, et Sancti Francisco, et Sancti Juan Diego, et omnium sanctorum tuorum, quorum meritis praecibusque, concedas ut in omnibus protectionis tuae monium et exidio, per innum Christum Deum nostrum, quam oblatione de Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum in omnibus consecratem ac captabulum confeceri dineris ut nobis corpum, et sanguinem fiat delictis mi filium tuum Deum Iesum Christum, qui pridie quam pateretur recepit de panem in sanctus ac honorabilis manus suas, et derivatis oculis in calamate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum sum omnipotentem tibi gratias agens. Consecravit, freget idique lumis sui dicenza cipit et mondo cote ex hoc omnes. Hoc est enim corpus meum. Simili modo postquam ceremonia est accipienser, hunc preclarum calicem in sanctus ac honorabilis manus suas, item tibi gratias agens Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, consecravit idique lumis sui dicenza cipit et vivite ex omnes. Hic est enim calix sanguinis mei, mysterium fidei, quae pro nobis et pro multis effundetur in remissionem peccatorum, aequo cum beneficeritis in memoriam Dietis. Unde et memores Deum nos servitui, sed et plebs tua sancta iustem Christum filium tuum Deum nostrae, tam beatae passiones nec non et in feris resurrectionis, sed et in caelis gloriosae ascensionis afferimus, preclarae maiestati tui editus donis actatis, supra quae propitio axere nuvutur respicieri digneris. Supplices teragamus Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, iubi hec preferita manus tuum, ut quod quod, et paparis participationes sacrosanctum Deum Filium tuum, corpus et sanguinem subsedimus, omni sanctificatione caeleste gratia Dei per amor per in Christum Deum nostri. We pray for those who have died. We especially pray for Henry Stelzer, for whom this Mass is being offered. Ipsis Deum, et omnibus in Christum quiscentibus, locum refugere iducis et pacis, ut indulge est per camera pedinum Christum Deum nostrum. Per cum haec omnia Deum Iesum Christum, semper bona creas, sanctificas, vivicas, consecratis et praestas nobis. Per ipsum et cum ipso et in ipso, est tibi Deum Matrum omnipotenti in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, omnis honor et gloria. Ave Dea, matronam nostrae, gratia plena Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum tecum, sancta tua in muliere, Dea matronam nostrae, matram Deum Iesum Christum, misericordia nobis peccatoribus nunc et in hora mortis nostrae. Libera nos quae somos Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum ab omnibus malis, praeteritis, praesentibus et futuris, et intercedente beata gloriosa semper Deum matronam nostrae. Cum Papa Petrum Sanctorum et omnibus sanctis da propitios pacem in diebus nostris, ut ope misericordiae tuae aduiti et peccato, simus semper liberi et ab omni perturbatione seculi. Per iendum Deum nostrum, Iesum Christum, Filium Tuum Deum nostrum, qui tecum vivit et reinat in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, per aeternam, pax Deum Iesum Christum, sit semper vobiscum, et quoque apud Te. Haec mixtio et consecratio corporis et sanguinis Deum Iesum Christum, fiat excipientibus nobis in ad salutem aeternam. In pax tecum, et quoque apud Te. Deum Iesum Christum, qui ex voluntate Deum matronam nostrae, cooperante Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, per mortem Tuam mundum vivificasti, libera me per hoc sacro sanctum corpus et sanguinum Tuum ab omnibus iniquitatibus meis, et universis malis. Et fac me Tui semper inhalare mandatis, et nunc cum separare permittas, qui cum meo Deum matronam nostrae, Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, vivis et regnam aeternam. Perceptio corporis Tui Deum Iesum Christum, quod ego indinius sumere praesum non mihi proveniat inidicum coronationem, sed pro tu pietate prosit mihi ad utumente metis et corporis et adame delam percipiendam, qui vivis et reinas cum Deum matronam nostrae in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. In panem celestem excipiem, et nomen Deum Iesum Christum immocabo. Dea matronam nostrae non sunt dignius, ut et subtetum est in tante glorias sovereigna mea. Deum Iesum Christum non sunt dignius, ut et subtetum est in tante glorias sovereigna mea. Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum non sunt dignius, ut et subtetum est in tante glorias sovereigna mea. Corpus Deum nostrum Iesum Christum custodiet anima mea. Quid retribuum Deum Iesum Christum pro omnibus quae retribuit mihi, calicem salutaris excipiem in nomen Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum immocabo, laudans immocabo Deum matronam nostrae et ab inimicis meis salvus ero. Sanguis Deum nostrum Iesum Christum custodiet anima mea. Corpus Dei nostrum Iesum Christum custodiet animum tuum. Corpus Dei nostrum Iesum Christum custodiet animum tuum. Corpus Dei nostrum Iesum Christum custodiet animum tuum. Cordare sumus Deum Iesum Christum pidem et cabeamus et immunere tempora fiat nobis remedium sempiternum. Corpus tuum Deum Iesum Christum quod somnis et sanguis quam botare heriat visceribus meis apraesta, ut in me non remaniat scelera macula quam purat sancta refecero sacramenta. Deum vobiscum, quoque apud te. Oremus. Animabus, quae sumus, Deum Iesum Christum, famorum que tuorum oratio proficiat supplicantium, et eas et peccatis omnibus exoas et tuae redemptionis facies esse partecepes. Qui ticum et reinat in una divina familia, qui erat est et erit in aeternum. Deum vobiscum, et quoque apud te, ite mis est. Deum gratia. Placia tibi sancta Trinitam, obsequium subitutis meae, et praesta ut sacrificim corporis tuae maestatis in unus auctoritibus et captare neque et omnibus, pro quibus idut auctoris et miserate propitiare et personam nostrum. Sanctificat vos omnipotens Deum, Matronam et Filium et Spiritum Sanctum, Deum Matronam nostra et Deum Iesum Christum et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Gratia. O most holy divine family, I believe, I venerate, I hope, and I love thee. I beg of thee pardon for those who do not believe, do not venerate, do not hope, and do not love thee. Most holy Trinitarian Theophany. Deam matronam nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. I venerate thee profoundly, and I offer to thee the most precious body, blood, soul, and divinity of Deum Iesum Christum, present here in reparation for the outrages, sacrileges, and indifference by which he himself is offended, and through the infinite merits of his most sacred heart and the Immaculate Heart of Deam Matronam Nostrae, I beg of thee the conversion of poor sinners. In nomine Deum Matronam Nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Gratias. And thank you for being here. Thank you for your prayers and your donations. Might not be a bad idea to grab a little extra food. I don't know what they're planning for this EBT crisis that they're creating. But have your prayer and your can of beans and you'll be all set. All right, we'll see you tomorrow, same time, 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Have a great day. And please go and sanctify all those you meet.